Hello, my dear students. Today we'll complete our lesson, light reflection and light refraction. Yesterday we have talked about the light refraction. What does it mean, light refraction? It is the change of light direction or the bending of light rays when it travels between two different transparent medium. Different in what? Different in their optical density. Different in their optical density. As we studied in the grade 8. Okay, optical density means that the ability of medium, for example, medium X, to bend the light rays, or the ability of medium Y to bend the light ray or change its direction and change its speed and change its refraction angle or angle of refraction. Okay, yesterday we have talked about Snell's law. Snell's law states that the ratio between the refractive index of the two medium equal the ratio between their angles, the incident angle and the refraction angle, or the angle of refraction. Okay, like what will happen if we have three different medium? If we have what? Three different medium, like X and Y and Z. Snell's law can be applied for the first and the third medium, and the medium is Y is independent on each other, or the refraction angle doesn't mean the medium Y, because angle phi 2 equal phi 2. It has the same angle, the same value. Okay. Right. When the light ray travels from one medium to another, from medium 1 to medium 2, from medium 1 to medium 2, okay, if the angle of incidence equal 30 and the optical density of medium 1 more than the optical density of second medium, the angle will increase. Will increases. Like a travel from glass to air. Okay, travel from water to air. So the optical density of water more than air, and the optical density of glass more than air. So the angle will increases. This equals 30, the angle of incidence, the angle of refraction equal 45. Okay, type. And second case, the value of the incident angle equals 30, and the value of the refraction angle equals 30. 60 and 30. Okay, so when the light rays travel from higher optical density to less optical density, its speed will increases and the angle of refraction will increases. Okay, so the ratio between N1 over N2 is greater than 1. Why? Because the optical density of the first medium is greater than the optical density of the second medium. Okay, شباب؟ طيب. When increasing the angle of incidence with given value, the angles of refraction increases with greater value, increase with greater value, or with lower value. Okay. N1 over N2 greater than 1, N1 over N2 less than 1. Okay. We have an example here. If the absolute refractive index of water equals 4 over 3 and the absolute refractive index of the glass equals 3 over 2. Calculate the relative refractive index from water to glass. From water to glass. So we write N from water, the first medium, to the glass, second medium, equal sine phi, sine phi, which is the incident angle, over sine theta, over sine theta. By applying Snell's law, theta is the angle of refraction inside glass. Equal what, شباب? Equal N of glass divided N of شباب? Of water. Okay, or equal V water over the glass. speed of light in water over speed of light in the glass, or equal wavelength of light waves in water over wavelength of the light inside the glass. Notice that sin phi over sin theta equal VW over V glass, or wavelength W over wavelength glass, and the relation between the speed of light and the refractive index is inverse relation. is what شباب inverse relation. This is from Snell's law. طيب, we need the refractive index, the relative refractive index from water to glass, to glass. Okay, equal N glass over N water. N glass equal what? N glass equal 3 over 2. 3 over 2. Divided in water. In water equal 4 over 3. Boy makes the reciprocal times equal 3 over 4. Okay, so the result equal 9 over 8. Right. The relative refractive index from glass to water equals the reciprocal of this answer. Reciprocal of this answer. 9 over 8 will be equal 8 over 9. Okay. It is greater than 1. Is greater than 1 when you travel from less optical density to the higher optical density from water to glass. Okay, greater than 1 from less optical density to the higher optical density. Okay, this value greater than 1. يا شباب؟ طيب. We will solve the second example. Light rays of wavelengths equal 589 nanometer is incident in air on its surface of the glass plate of refractive index equal. This is the refractive index of the glass, بعد كده اسمها NG. Okay. N, and the angle of incidence equal 30. Calculate the angle of refraction. This is air. N of air equal 1. Okay. The light rays travel from air to the glass. From air to the glass. Okay. N from air to glass equal sin phi over sin theta. Sin 30 over sin theta equal in glass over 1, where in air equal 1. Okay, so you can get the angle of refraction. Type speed of light inside the glass also sin phi over sin theta equal V 1 over V2, V air over VA over V2. The wavelength inside the glass also equal V1 over V2 equal wavelength 1 over wavelength 2. Okay يا شباب؟ wavelength air equal 589 nanometer. Okay. Number 3, the opposite figure shows the light rays falling perpendicular to the interface from medium A to medium B, from the first medium to the second medium, first A, second medium. And if the number of light waves in medium A equal 10 power 5 waves, and the number of light waves in medium B equal 1.5 times 10 power 5 waves, find the relative refractive index of in A to B, from A to B. يا شباب, these are different transparent medium, different يا شباب transparent medium. Okay. Wavelength is distance equal x over a, and n is the number of waves. Number of يا شباب, number of waves. This distance d is equal in the two sides. Is equal in the two side. So 10 power 5 of wavelength A equal 1.5 times 10 power 5 of wavelength B. So we can get the ratio between the wavelengths equal the relative refractive index. Okay, equal 1.5. In the opposite figure, represents the light rays passing from air through a glass sheet, then into the air again, into air شباب, into the air again. So the correct path of light rays moves in bus ايه بقى؟ Like from air to glass to air again. When the light rays enter from air to glass, it will refract. It will refract with angle smaller than the angle of incidence, smaller than the angle of شباب, angle of incidence. Okay, smaller than the angle of incidence. Okay, شباب, this is the angle of incidence, phi 1, and the angle of refraction will be, what about B? B is false. B is false. What's B is false because the light rays passes without any refraction. But A, it must be wrong. What about A? A is the angle of incidence greater than the angle of refraction greater than the angle of incidence. This doesn't happen between air and the glass. It may occur from glass to air. Why? Because air is real medium or less optical density than the glass. So when light travels from air to glass, the angle will decreases and the wavelength also decreases and the speed will decrease. Okay? Angle will decrease and speed will decrease and the wavelength will decrease. Okay? What about D? D doesn't occur or doesn't happen. And A doesn't happen. And B doesn't happen, so the correct answer will be A, letter C. Okay? The object graph represents the relation with a definite drawing scale. With ايه يا شباب? with definite drawing scale. A red light rays while passing between two medium. The relative refractive index between those two medium N1 to 2 equals what? Firstly, we'll get the angle of incidence from N2 to N1. Angle of incidence from the first medium N1 to the second medium N2. So you will get is a refractive index from 1 to 2. Sine phi over sine A over sine C. Okay. Sine phi equal what شباب? Sine phi equal adjacent ولا opposite over the hypotenuse opposite over the hypotenuse. تمام كده؟ طيب what about tan? Tan angle equal opposite over adjacent. Opposite equal 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 divided by h by 3. Why? Because it has the same scale or definite scale. This scale, we can use it because it is definite, the same scale. For example, if the scale 1 square a for 1 centimeter, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, okay, يبقى 4 over a 3. يبقى 10 الانجل phi equal a 4 over 3. So you can get the angle of incidence. You can get the angle of ايه يا شباب? Angle of incidence. What about the angle of refraction? Angle of refraction tan theta equal opposite 1, 2 over a 2 over c. يبقى tan theta equal 2 over ايه يا شباب? over c. So you can also get the angle of a refraction. Okay. So by dividing the two angles, sine phi over sine theta, you can get the relative refractive index between the two medium. Okay, sine 53 over sine 36. You will get the absolute refractive index equal 1.44. Okay, شباب. What about this question? Try to solve this question كده. The opposite figure show the light rays falling on the glass. The light rays يا شباب falling on the glass. Slab thickness A L. Okay. طيب. If the refractive index of the slab equal √3, calculate the thickness of it. How can we get this? Length L. The angle of incidence equal 30? No, it's equal 60. Is the angle between the incident light ray and the normal to the interface. Okay? So the refractive index of the glass. We will consider the first medium is A. Okay, شباب? First medium is A. So the refractive index from air to glass equal N glass divided 1 equal sine 60 divided sine divided sine theta. N glass equal √3. So open your calculator. Sine 60 divided √3. Sine 6 شباب ايه divided ايه √3 equal half. equal يا شباب half. Okay. Shift sine answer equal 30. So theta equal يا شباب equal 30 degree. طيب. But the question needs the length of or the thickness of the glass container. So how can we calculate this? By using the sine value, sine 30 equal opposite, okay, over the over adjacent. No, we'll take tan 30. Tan يا شباب tan 30 equal opposite 1 centimeter over adjacent, which is L. يا شباب طيب L equal 1 divided 10 30 equal √3 equal يا شباب √3. So the length equal يا شباب √3. L thickness equal √3 centimeter. Okay. طيب. We'll solve some exercise here. Now we have finished second lesson, the first lesson chapter 2, light properties. Next session, inshallah, we will talk about the light diffraction and light interference. And lesson 3 will be about the total internal reflection of light. Okay? Chapter 2, شباب, consider it is very important because it has 5 lessons in this chapter. Okay, and I think 5 lessons are related to each other or connected to each other. So we must study lesson 1 and lesson 2 carefully and to understand the next lesson, inshallah. Okay. Let's solve the first example, first exercise, question number 1. The opposite table shows some selected wavelengths from the electromagnetic spectrum in air. Okay, طيب. The wavelength value of the visible spectrum of visible light from 400 nanometer to 700 nanometer. Gamma rays, it has a larger. Okay, from the first lesson, it has a range of wavelengths greater than the other. X-ray, gamma ray, UV rays, they have a larger energy and smaller wavelengths, smaller يا شباب wavelengths. So the longest wavelength is the visible spectrum light. Visible يا شباب, visible spectrum light. Like this figure. Gamma rays, X-rays, ultraviolet rays, and UV rays, infrared rays, microwave, radio waves. Okay, so the longer wavelengths when we move from a right to the left. Wavelength A increases and the frequency decreases. Okay, right. Right. The correct arrangement of these wavelengths. Visible light has the longest wavelength, M is the greatest, and Z and what شباب and Y. Y is the smallest wavelength of them. Okay شباب, Y is the smallest A wavelength. So the first one, M greater than Z greater than A, Y. M greater than Z greater than A, Y. Okay شباب. طيب, second question, the opposite figure shows a light falls on the surface of the plane mirror and it returns back or bouncing back, and the angle of reflection from the surface of mirror equal what? Angle of reflection شباب, this is the normal. So the angle of reflection equal 40 and angle of incidence equal 40. So this is the angle of incidence. Angle of reflection has the same meaning. Right. In the opposite graph, show a wave being incident on the reflecting surface. What will be the value of angle of reflection for this wave after striking the reflecting surface? The light ray falls light waves falls شباب, falls perpendicular. So the angle of incidence equals angle of reflection equal 0. Equal يا شباب equal 0. Okay. Question number 7 is a good idea. In the opposite graph or the opposite figure, which of the following statement is correct? Okay. Let's to solve this problem firstly. This is incident light ray. This is incident light ray. Okay, so must make the normal line. This angle equals 30, so this angle will equal 60. Equal يا شباب 60. Okay. And what will happen? The light rays will reflect it from mirror A to the mirror B. Okay. Right. To the mirror A, mirror B. Why is it simple? Right. This also equal can equal 60. The angle of incidence equals angle of reflection equal 60. يا شباب. This angle equals 30. Equals 30. And this angle equal 90. And the third angle will equal 60. Okay. Right. and the light rays will be reflected في mirror B تمام by angle equal equal what شباب؟ This is a normal. This is a normal line. Okay, and it will be reflected by angle 30. Will be reflected by angle what شباب؟ Angle 30 because it incident on the mirror B with angle 30. Okay. So the angle here equal what شباب؟ Angle here equal 30 equal 30. This angle equal 60 and this angle equal 30 plus 90 equal 100 120 equal 120 equal يا شباب 120 again when the light rays falls perpendicular falls by angle 60, it will be reflected by angle 60 and the first angle or the incident angle on the mirror B will equal 30. So it will be reflected from mirror B by angle 30. Must correct this. Okay. Make second line. So it will be reflected by angle A square by angle 30 from mirror A B. This angle is 30 and this is 60 and this also 60. So the light reflected by from mirror B parallel to the mirror C, parallel to the mirror A C. Let's see the trace. The ray is reflected from mirror C at angle 30. No برضه C هنا C because the light rays doesn't reach to the mirror A C. So the light rays will be reflected parallel to the mirror C, parallel to the mirror A C. Okay. Calculate this angle again. This 60, 60 angle of incidence, angle of reflection, and this will be 60, and this will be 30. When it incident on the mirror B with 30, it will reflect it by 30 again. Okay. Try to solve this question number 10 as a homework inshallah, and we'll discuss it in next session inshallah. شباب thank you يا شباب. Next week ان شاء الله نبدأ نتكلم على second lesson in the light reverse light diffraction and the light interference. Thank you.